at you with episode number 24. And today, as you can see, we have an expanded list of people, which is great. We got some of the old gang back, so I'm gonna go ahead and start out with them. Mr. KCGO, Clay, how are you doing tonight, man?
You want to put me on the spot right off top, man? What's good, everybody? You know, like, just living the working man's life for a little bit. Fucking couldn't stay up late with you guys and do the podcast on Sundays because Mondays were hectic at the job. Recently lost that job. Currently putting in applications at other places, but now I got free time to game and stuff. And do the podcast with my friends, so I'm back.
And better than ever.
Right.
Hashtag better.
Well, yeah, better is subjective, but still, it's glad to have you here, man. It's terrible we didn't miss you.
It's good to be here with the brothers.
And then, of course, we have another one from if you're a KCGO elite, you would know this man, Mr. Ultimate Ball FighterZ, aka Juwan. How you doing, man? It's been a long time.
It has been, man.
It's been 20 weeks, man.
I'm saying though, bro. It's been crazy. It's been a lot of changes, a lot of good here, a little bad, a little ratchet here, but I'm holding it down right now. I'm doing good. Holding down 2 jobs, waiting on a solidified thing with the full time. Got promoted with the part time.
Nice.
Yeah, they don't put a brother from volunteer to assistant manager.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's not a promotion. That's a rocket boost.
I'm saying. I was like, wait, what? For real? Okay, I'll come on to be your number 2. Let's do this.
Right? For real.
So, yeah, I'll start that next month and just kind of waiting on this other job to give me their little final answer, and we'll see what happens.
All right. And then we got the usuals, starting with the biggest man in the room right now, Mr. Lionel Foster. How you doing tonight?
Nothing much, man. Just work, more work, and just experimenting here and there with the Raspberry Pi update. I'll work on that on a later off day, but other than that, same old same. Ain't nothing changed.
That's what's up. And of course, we have the number 1 most intellectual member of the podcast, Mr. Cleveland Jones.
Where did that shit come from?
I mean, you
I think it's because you got glasses on. I think that people.
It's not even that, bro. Like, for real, this man Cleveland comes in the clutch when you need some factual evidence on something. Like, he's always done that.
You ain't wrong.
He's always done that. So we got Mr. Facts, B. Dead ass B. Cleveland Jones right here.
Hashtag dead ass facts.
Dead ass facts, bro. Dead ass facts.
Well, I've been all right so far, man. I've just been working, doing all that shit. Work has been work. I'm digging the Monday through Fridays now. Fucking get to go do shit now. I fucking went to this bomb ass arcade last night. They'll call round 1. Like, dude,
what?
It's legitimately it's a bowling, pool hall, arcade, ping pong, karaoke, all in one spot, dude.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, like, and the best thing about it, like, the games are super fucking cheap. Like, you can go pay for like a 10 spot for like a card, right? And you swipe the card, and it'll say like 4 credits, but those 4 credits are actually like 50 cents.
Damn,
Bruh.
That's good.
Yeah, dude, it is. Dude, I went there at like 11. I didn't leave out this like 1:30. That's fucking sake, cold sake. There.
Okay.
Oh my god. But yeah, besides that, having a good time. Working early in the morning, fucking trying to fucking work early in the morning. My brain still doesn't like it though. But besides that, how you been, man?
Apparently I've had work all week, so I'm missing out on a good portion of my paycheck. But I managed to get my cable bill paid early, so I ain't gonna be hurting too bad. But this move stuff has got me tripping. Cause
I know how you feel.
Man, none of these it's not even just a move, it's a double move. Cause I'm moving from this spot to another spot. And I'm only gonna be in that spot for like 2 months before I move to another spot.
Bruh.
So
you literally just went through what I just went through because I just recently moved again. So
Damn.
now I'm in Southwest Atlanta. Yeah, roommate kicked me out. I'll give you the
need another
lowdown.
one?
Bruh. What spot just opened though? I ain't gonna front.
I mean, shit is better than me going to Phoenix. Like,
Hey, there you go.
I'll give you the details afterwards.
There we go.
I'd rather do that than have to move twice. I would rather just
Move once and be set.
Yeah, that's too much. It's too much to be
But at
honest.
least you're only gonna be in the spot you're gonna be in for 2 months.
Mm-hmm. So
Nah,
while you got that little time frame, make move.
It's the funny thing about it is that I'm moving deeper down into Florida to my mom's place for about 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm going up to Phoenix because actually, I don't even know if I'm going to Phoenix. I might go to Phoenix or I might go up to West Virginia because it depends on who's ready to go first.
If you go to West Virginia, I'm down there early.
Yeah. Because, it depends on who's ready first. Because if my mom is ready to move first, then I'm headed to Phoenix. But if my grandma is ready to move first, then I'm headed to West Virginia. Or, now this Atlanta spot opened up, so I might take that. I don't know. But the fact that I don't know is a problem.
Yeah, I know that feeling very well.
Yeah.
Not knowing shit kills my nerves bad.
Alright, so, yeah, I've been dealing with that. Got the latest episode of fucking Quarters Up.
Yeah, which was good, by the way.
Working on the next one already. Already started getting the stuff for that going on, so yeah. And let's go ahead and get into these topics of discussion today. It was a little bit of a slow news week, so we had to fill in for a little bit of things. But first off, Neo Geo Battle Coliseum 2 might be developing, which is nice for somebody like me who actually enjoyed Neo Geo Battle Coliseum 1 and owned it again on Xbox Live Arcade. However, I had some fucked up shit too about it too because what was his name? Acid Glow? If anybody knows that name. Acid Glow's a hoe ass nigga. This man, like, we literally played the game for like an hour and a half, right? This man only posted his wins and then bitched at me afterwards, talking about I played cheaply. When this man picked Mizuchi and King Lion. I picked Neo Dio. That's the only one. I've had Neo Dio and Hanzo, yet I'm the cheap one. Okay. All right. And then afterwards, he blocked me from all social media.
Get out of here.
So yeah, fuck
really?
Wow. Yeah.
Really though?
Yeah.
Is it that serious?
Apparently, it was that serious. A simple set in Neo Geo Battle Coliseum is that serious.
Goddamn, son.
Yeah.
Damn, that's profound sadness. Now, I would never, especially from him. I would have never expected that from him.
That's bad.
Destroying that man's ego, hat man. You gotta stop that shit.
The funny part about it is that he didn't even have to do the whole shit because for the most part, he won a lot of the games.
Right.
He won a lot of the
so
games.
So he mad because he couldn't be perfect or some shit? Like, bitch, you ain't built by Dr. Jerome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that this man was spamming the fuck out of that King Lion counter. I didn't bitch about him picking King Lion though, but he want to bitch about me picking Neo Dio. Alright, I wouldn't have brought it in if you hadn't fucking did the shit.
Last time I checked, they're both bosses.
Yeah,
so,
they're both bosses. And for you to pick an all-boss team, so then after the all-boss team, I was like, fuck it. You want to be like that, I'm going to pick Goodman. And Goodman's just the one character. He's a one character. Yeah, he's a one-character team. So I picked Goodman. Fucked him up real quick like 3 times, and then he was done.
I have to see the footage. I have to see how bad this ass whooping was.
Right.
Me personally, I'm not on.
He didn't post the Goodman stuff.
Oh,
really?
Oh.
He didn't post the Goodman stuff.
He was really salty for real.
Wow. Okay then, sir.
Yeah, and this was I didn't have any recording software on my own, so I can't show anything anyway.
That's fine. What was this played on? PC or Xbox?
No, Xbox 360.
No.
So all the shit talk was happening in print messages between matches.
Well, wait, doesn't the game keep like pre-recorded of the matches in the forgot what section that is, because I know Ultra Street Fighter 4 does it, Street Fighter 5 does it.
Well, if it does, I still got the game on my hard drive. I just got a power brick. So
yeah, but like fucking Neo Geo Xbox Live Arcade ports do not have lobbies, so I'm pretty sure they don't have a replay system.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
Yeah, they don't have it. I can verify it. They don't have that.
Damn.
Because I have my 360 as evidence from the previous streams I've done. They don't have it there. The same menu is the same thing in Garo Mark of the Wolves on.
And KOF 2002 and KOF 98.
Yeah. Same menu, same option.
Same type of user interface.
Yeah, it's not intuitive. So unless you got like the actual hardware to do it, it ain't gonna happen.
Okay, so apparently for Battle Coliseum 2, it'll be cel-shaded similar to Arc System Works. Certain characters such as Geese Howard, Nekaruru, and Iori will have activation supers that will transform them into their alternate forms. So Nightmare Geese, Rara, and Riot Blood Iori. And other characters such as Ralph Clark and Athena will be wearing costumes based on the original games that they came from.
Nice. So Athena will have the sword and shield.
The sword and shield, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm definitely not mad at this because, like, for one, like, people want to kind of shit on, you know, Battle Coliseum, and it didn't sell too well, but it was still a fun game. It definitely was a fun game.
It was the swan song, yo. You gotta respect it. Like, you gotta at least respect it.
Plus, it was one of the
SNK gave us over the years. You gotta respect the swan song.
Yeah, and it was one of the only other fighting games that also. It was one of the only fighting games that also brought us Ashura and Shiki. I mean, Shiki's in SNK versus Capcom, but Ashura wasn't at all. Like, Ashura's only like fighting game release aside from Samurai Shodown 64 was this.
Yep.
And he's a really great character, to be honest with you. I love his design a lot. So if they bring them two back, that might be my team. But I know they might not bring any of the Last Blade characters back. I don't know how they're going to do Ai and Yuki, because Ai and Yuki were exclusive to Battle Coliseum.
Yeah. And in my opinion, if they're going to make the game, they need to be in the game. Yeah. Young Tetris Pieces needs to be in the game.
Yeah, that combo exhibition with Ai was crazy. If you haven't seen any combo videos on Battle Coliseum, you definitely need to check them out. Like, wow.
Young Tetris Pieces need to be in the game. That's all.
Tetris Pieces and air balloons, man.
Right.
It also had Marco Rodriguez in there too, which was kind of crazy.
We need Kushnu butt in another.
Right. Bring back the booty.
Yeah.
Hashtag ass.
Yeah. And on the hashtag, it's just his win poster.
No.
With the pompadour. With the pompadour.
That is becoming a meme in the next few weeks.
So yeah, if this thing comes out, I'm definitely gonna buy it day one. Like, buying an SNK game day one is never a bad idea.
Oh God, no! They're always good quality games, man.
I should have got King of Fighters 14 when I had the chance.
I'm just really in favor of SNK trying to take back its identity and become SNK again instead of being owned by.
I feel you on that.
Like fucking Yakuza and pachinko machines being their predominant industry.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm not gonna be mad at the pachinko machine either, because it did bring us a couple new characters in 14, which are also kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah, but at the
Alice
same
is
time,
one of my favorite characters in 14, and she came from a pachinko machine.
But it also made everything take longer because the game had to get back in the hands of people who really wanted to, like I said, take back the identity.
Yeah, that's gotta be a thing. But yeah. So I'm glad to see SNK have a return to form. the next, hopefully, but probably not ever, will have to be Konami. But
never gonna happen.
Konami's
not gonna do nothing but fail.
Never.
Like they always do.
Nah, Konami's gonna stay the way it is because it's not an object of ownership or the company not being on stable ground. It's more a change in the business plan. Whereas SNK was basically its intellectual properties and not a company for a number of years. Whereas it's a company again. Like, their intellectual properties are valuable because their characters and games are memorable. But with Konami, it's more of the fucking business model just changing toward mobile games and more more commodity based type of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't argue with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so final thoughts. Any wishes that we want to the roster?
I like everybody. Like, what the fuck?
Real talk.
Well, I mean, we're already getting your favorite character in Geese, so there you go.
Geese ain't really my favorite character as much as he's like just the realest nigga ever.
True.
Like,
real talk.
Like, he did what he had to do to get shit done, and then fell off the top of a building laughing, knowing he was about to die.
I still want to know how his ass fell off a building and still ended up in Tekken 7 alive. I need him to explain that today.
Right?
This should be hella dead.
If anything, that might be in his story mode. Like
you just see this motherfucker falling down. He's like, raging storm, and flies off the ground. And is like, poof.
Nah, better yet, he did an Arapukin to soften his fall.
Yeah, because that shit definitely make you float. Like,
yep.
Like, and he does have parachute pants, like the Japanese.
That's probably why his ass was laughing on the way down, because he knew his ass was gonna be floating down like he princess from Super Mario 2.
He was all like, "Yo, grab my hand, bitch, please. I got pants."
You ain't never heard "Can't Touch This" playing in the background when you do Deuce's counter.
I swear, I could have been no character in that game, knock him off no building and watch his ass float down. I'm like, about a bitch. I don't even feel like I just beat this dude. This nigga floating down.
Why you think Terry feels horrible, though?
Nah, not only that, but that man also got out of raising his own son too.
Yeah, he pawned that shit on Terry and another dude. Right.
Like Mike Huckabee or whoever that motherfucker was. Which one of them motherfuckers bounced on his pregnant wife who was out there?
Oh my god, that been ditched the child support. That'll be no damn shit.
He's like, I'm dead.
He's probably got more kids than Sean Kemp. They just ain't made enough games to put them niggas in there.
True, good point.
Maybe.
What would be even more hilarious if one of them ended up showing Tekken 7 somewhere.
Bro.
An original character just for Tekken 7 based off of Geese.
Look at them fans! They been finna pull a princess from Super Mario 2. I'm mad. Now you gonna do that shit, man. That ain't even.
Oh my god. Wow. Oh man! All right.
I can't.
Follow it up.
But yeah, like my final thought basically is, I'm not super excited for Neo Geo Battle Coliseum 2 because I didn't think it was that good of a game. But I respect it. Like I have high hopes for it.
All right.
Oh god.
So let's go ahead.
Y'all need to calm down.
Something to end that with. Positive.
God.
It's positive. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
We can't.
But you know, But you know, Clay, this is just for you. It just cuts through your lies, you know.
What?
Not cuts through your lies. Damn.
Oh my god.
He got this look on his face. Like, I'm just saying, though.
Moving on to the next topic.
No, I think since we're all black here, like we can all relate to this. You ever had your mom say that shit to you, like when she catches you doing something, you say you wasn't doing it, you call her be a liar?
You got that.
You're not wrong, though. Right? You're not wrong.
When your mom's got that look, yeah, you gonna do your ass.
You can do it. So you call me a liar? Is that...
No, I'm not calling you a liar. It's just not factual.
But you just said.
I didn't call you anything, Mom. I'm just saying I didn't do it. So I'm a liar then.
But you calling me a liar though, boy.
I'm not calling you a liar. I promise you, I'm not. Did you hear those words come out of my pop? Oh, I'm not.
Yep, that belt started to look like a Rapukin after.
And then you're on that ground getting raised to stone.
Other Rapukin.
Wait, what? God damn.
Mother Rapukin.
Hashtag parental Rapukin.
Hey, just in case you didn't know, if you do colon predictable colon, it is an emoji in Fighters Plus.
That is hilarious.
Oh,
so
man.
You guys know.
Okay. Following the NES and SNES Classic, a mini Commodore 64 is releasing next year.
Great.
Hmm.
The Commodore 64 is
don't.
one of the least talked about things from that generation.
Yep.
I think that Commodore 64 had a lot of great games.
That shit was so expensive.
Yeah, Commodore Amiga. I mean, yeah,
I'm a little worried about it though, because of the direction that they took the fucking Atari box in. I'm hoping that this won't have the same fate.
Right.
Because it's only going to serve to drive up the price point of it and to not really do much of what you wanted it to do.
Well, see, the thing about it, I don't think the Commodore 64 has the name recognition on this side of the world that it does in the European territories, especially.
Right.
So the name recognition of it won't drive the price point up as much as it would for the NES or SNES Classic. Because at the end of the day, when people put those shits on Craigslist at a higher price, they're doing it because of people who don't know no better and don't understand that they could download those games on their computer for 24 hours before deleting them and, you know, play those shits anytime they want to.
Yep.
Okay, so it'll feature an HDMI output, 2 USB ports. It'll have save states, and it comes preloaded with a selection of games like Impossible Mission, Armalite, and California games. There's a full list of the games on the website, so let's go ahead and check out the website real quick.
Commodore 64 had a lot of really good games, man.
Okay,
yeah.
So you got Alley Cat, Anarchy, Armalite, Avenger, Battle Valley, Bounder, California games, Chips Challenge, Confusion. Dang, this is actually a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of good titles, a lot of solid stuff.
Commodore 64 kind of had like an open policy, so there was a lot of games on it.
Yeah, that's why you saw a lot of games that was pretty they crossed over, even some games you don't expect.
I wonder if they're gonna include any of the text-based adventure games on here though. Oh wait, yeah, there it is. Temple of Afshai. There you go. I think that was a text-based adventure. Who dares to win? 2.
Yeah.
Bears wins 2. Okay, so what's this about? Let me see. 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 64 games for the Commodore 64.
Hey, hey, that's kitschy.
Yeah.
64.
And that was from the most successful of the library for the Commodore 64 as well. The most memorable titles anyway.
You can also plug in a keyboard into the system to use it as a home computer.
Yep.
Just like the old days.
Do everything a Commodore 64 was capable of at the time, I guess.
A full-size, fully working version of the classic system will also be releasing in 2018.
Yeah, so because for anybody who messed with Commodore, they also remember Commodore Amiga as well with Amiga Workbench. I remember messing with Amiga Workbench. It was compatible with all the Commodore 64 games. Pretty damn good.
Hell yeah, and they had a lot of ports from console games for the Amiga back in the day.
Yeah, like Final Fight was one of them actually.
Oh wow!
I heard the Amiga version was trash bagular though.
It was the only thing that was different was the starting music. It actually sounded like some movie type shit, but other than that, the game was a trash port. But that was like the only memorable part. Look up Final Fight Amiga. You'll probably see what I'm talking about. Like the opening was that's all they had, and that was it.
Damn, that's like going to see the trailers at a movie and then leave.
And like the whole movie is the trailers.
Yeah.
Hell, the only Amiga game I remember is called Moonstone: A Hard Day's Night. That was like my most memorable game. It wasn't. This was like at the end of the Commodore's 64 life cycle. It was supposed to be on that, but they transferred it over to Commodore Amiga. It's definitely worth a look at.
Okay. So yeah, Commodore 64 Mini. We're now in the darkest of times where every old console deserves a mini version of itself now.
Well,
which kind of a fun fact.
To be fair, Hat Man, you kind of a young nigga. Like, you don't really have the context for Commodore 64 like somebody like me or Lionel would have.
Are you joking?
Like, the Commodore 64 was definitely legit for its time.
Oh, I know that. There were two Commodore 64s in my grandma's house. I used one of them for a while, so I get the nostalgia factor for the Commodore 64. I'm definitely not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I will say it's going to be a lot more successful in Europe than it will be here.
Which also, for the fact, as a fun fact, people used to make chip tunes with it.
I'm waiting for the Intellivision Mini. That's what I'm waiting for. That was my favorite back in the day. Was the Intellivision.
Custom chip tunes and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did see that one I posted to you. Yeah, I sent it to the DMs.
Yeah, the one that followed behind it was the most memorable Commodore 64 one. The one that was done by Skid Row. Well, the one that was released with Skid Row. I think it was called Galaxy X. I think. Yeah, that one. That's the most memorable one.
Okay. So, Clay projects that'll be more successful in the European regions. I personally do not care all that much, but hey, if you want it, you want it. It's coming out. It's coming out.
Yep.
I'm saying it gives people the opportunity to be able to play Commodore 64 stuff without all the things that running a Commodore 64 emulator will require.
Yeah. Okay. So, next thing. This is kind of a crazy topic, but hey, a speedrunner beats every cuphead boss using a DDR pad.
You mean the hardest game of the fucking century? He beats it with a DDR pad?
A DDR pad.
Get the fuck out.
Hang it up, folks. That's it. I got nothing.
No, until we get the guy that beats the game with a Guitar Hero controller.
I'm calling Adderall here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like, I play some difficult shit, but I will not try that with no DDR pad. And that he's using the official arcade DDR pad, the steel shit.
Yeah, the steel shit, yeah.
Not the plastic bullshit that slips on the floor.
Not the glorified NES track and field pad.
Yeah, and we ain't talking about the pump it up.
Okay, so the blue pads are his movement, the red pads are his buttons.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
My hat's off to this dude.
I'm not trying to watch any more of this though, because I want to play Cuphead. I don't want to spoil myself.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even look at the video. The title said it by itself. I'm like, just the clip of just where he's at. I'm like, you know what?
Okay, so his projected time was about 2 hours though, so it wasn't like he did it. It wasn't like he did it flawlessly. He died a couple times, which is to be expected because you're doing this shit on a DDR pad, like DDR pads.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you look at it. I mean, you gotta even if it's not a DDR game, you need some stamina for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, bro.
I definitely couldn't either.
That's why I had to get Maxie in on it. I'm like, hey, he does DDR. This is actually interesting. Oh man, I say anyone who want to try it, good luck. I still think it don't top the guy who beat Dark's fishing pole.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was dumb. Like for real, bro. Really, a fishing the Sega base fishing pole from fucking Dreamcast.
Dude, he did
Jimmy Rig.
The guy did it. My hat's off to him, man. So my hats is off to this speedrunner. Holy shit.
That's insane. Oh man. So yeah, congrats on him for being able to do that. He's gonna be a prime source of news. I feel like he definitely would get like a lot more Twitch traffic doing this though.
Oh hell yeah!
Hey, what's up with that dude that you put up making that weak ass beat on the GameCube controller?
Bro, I just saw it. Ooh, what the fuck?
Hardy,
bruh.
This nigga Hardy came in sounding like industrial music was about to come.
A new character.
What the story going on here?
Thank you, Hardy. We really appreciate it.
I'm pretty sure it was someone else.
Really appreciate it.
It was you. We didn't have it, man.
Yeah, it was you, bro. It was you. Don't lie to us. It was you.
It's okay, Hardy.
I have push to talk on.
Alright, hold up. Nah, because Hardy couldn't make it on time, I have to do some edits again. Thank you, Hardy. I appreciate it, bro.
I had a get right now. I respect that.
So, how are you doing tonight, Hardy?
Pretty good. Well, I'm at Ply 1 in League of Legends right now.
Nice.
Got about 4 games left.
Oh, so that's why you couldn't join? You were too busy on your League of Legends grind?
I feel the shade coming home.
You forget your obligations to your homies because you're on your League of Legends grind?
Hey, I'll be right back, guys. Go grab me a drink.
Alright. You know the shade is about to begin.
Are you guys on the news right? now?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson, real quick. I know my man Cleveland be drinking the craft brews.
Oh yes, indeed.
What's up, Hardy?
What's up, man?
See, Ben Roethlisberger threw 5 picks today.
Thank goodness I didn't pick the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm back. Had to get my Simply Peach. Yeah,
Simply. Wait, Simply Peach?
Oh yeah, this is new. That's new, homie. Simply Peach.
No!
Wait. That's that down south shit. We ain't got that yet.
I'm mad that I don't have that in my life.
Released just yesterday, homie.
I bet they got juice out here.
Bruh.
Released just yesterday and 2 for $5, homie.
Oh, now we're showing off. Now we're showing off the drinks now.
Yeah, show that off because I'm going to get me tomorrow if I can find them.
Yeah, look at
he over there shaking it up and everything. Come on, bro.
He did the same thing with the Keebler's Elf cookies. Let that man have his joy.
I got to get full on tomorrow now. Shit.
Since I live by myself.
Yeah, that's the beauty part.
Oh, this shit's good. Yeah, this shit's good. Fresh peaches, yeah.
This man here, bro.
I'm telling you.
You can't give these men nothing, bro. They will take it and run with it. You can't.
It's just like Skype, man. Skype got that Microsoft money.
You can't give them nothing, bro. All right, there we go. Because, you know, people want to, there it is again. Yo, who is that, yo?
I'm not sure. What does it sound like?
I'm muting myself.
It ain't me.
Hey, mate.
What does it sound like?
Okay, I muted Hardy, so it's not Hardy.
Not me.
Okay. Who is it? Somebody
I have pushed to talk, so I'm pretty sure it can't be me.
Okay, so somebody take their phone away from the computer setup. Could be some interference.
Nope. Mine, nope. Not me.
All right.
Yeah, I don't hear it no more.
Okay, we're good. All right, so yeah, Cuphead. Yeah, great game. Make sure to buy it if you haven't already. I need to do the same thing. I need to follow my own advice. Now, before we get into the fuckery, let's go ahead and talk about Dragon Ball Z Fighters real quick. Keep this shit on a high note real quick. Okay, so apparently you can collect all 7 Dragon Balls while in the game.
I think that they're overloading the game with mechanics.
I just totally disagree. I
disagree too.
I'm reserving judgment. I'm not going to make any sweeping assumptions about how it's going to affect the gameplay or anything. But, you know, I feel like most of the best games have a couple mechanics that they do, and it fits into the balance of the game well. You leave it at that, and it's, you know, boom.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about the game so far, though, is that right now there's like no sort of draw to it, because even still, right now, everybody kind of has the same formula that you play with.
Yeah.
Like, you can pick whatever character, and they'll pretty much play the same.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right about that. I can see it from watching footage from the latest beta.
Yeah. Everybody kind of plays the same. Even the grappler of the game plays just about the same as any other character. So they kind of needed to differentiate that a little bit. I want to know what the Dragon Balls do, though.
So I have a speculation, because I've been watching a lot of like that. I've been watching the full shit they had on YouTube that was gameplay from their latest build from the Game Informer gameplay, and I'm guessing this is just a guesstimation here, because I know every Dragon Ball you have to complete a certain set of objectives. They don't state in the game just yet. Like I've seen like when you did a 50 hit combo, you got the 5-star Dragon Ball, or if you like did like a OTG into a super, you got like the 7-star. There's certain specific things that you have to do. It's not like Fist of the North Star, where like every time you fucking do your special attack on somebody, you build up the star meter for the insta kill. It's some specific things though.
That's the train of thought that I was going with. I thought that maybe not necessarily how you would obtain the Dragon Balls, but the ultimate payoff might lead to some sort of ultimate technique or instant kill type technique.
I mean,
I don't think it would.
No, I think this is going to be an insta kill thing, because in any Arceus works, there's always an insta kill.
You're right on that aspect, but I mean, how would it play out though?
You collect the Dragon Balls by doing certain things. Like they don't know, they haven't told us how you collect the Dragon Balls.
Right.
But depending on that, I'm 90% sure it's going to be an insta kill kind of thing. Either it's going to be an insta kill, or it's going to be a wish to bring back a dead member.
That's what I was about to spring up.
Or like an X Factor type of thing.
They have an X Factor type of thing. They have the sparking.
Yeah, that sparking thing.
That's your comeback mechanic. Yeah.
If it's like reviving, like let's say if it's reviving a character, would it be full health or would they like
It would have to be full health because it's gonna be hard to get these Dragon Balls in game. It's gonna be full health.
You have to play like based on what Cleveland's talking about. You have to play like you have to be godlike to get all 7. And
but I also find it kind of funny. Like they pop up for both players. They're not just considered for one person.
So it could be a time thing,
right? Or a timing thing as well. Because like if you've got the like 6 balls up, right, and you know what the next condition is for like, okay, you got the 1 ball, 3 ball. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're just trying to grab the 2 ball. You do something to get the 2 ball, but once you collect that 2nd ball, you get all 7, and you have that quote unquote win condition feel.
I think
they just need to have dude from Samurai Showdown tossing them shits every once in a while.
Right?
Okay, so I think even though this is completely from a different developer, but this same kind of mechanic was in the game a little bit, harkening back to Unio. With the meter, so where if you controlled the fight, you gained the more of the meter, and then you were able to access a combo cancel or essentially a YRC and stuff like or a burst break and shit like that in order for you to because you were able to put on more pressure during the time limit that it's set, which I believe that thing was set on like a 5-second timer, 6-second timer, and it always went around, and whoever got it first would have the ability to do such thing for about 6 more seconds. So it could be like that. It could be like that, but at the same time, the Dragon Balls are way more powerful than that. So if you want to keep it based upon actual,
you gotta make it something powerful. But in order to offset that, you have to make it hard to obtain them shits.
But they are really, some of them, like the last few Dragon Balls are really hard to obtain compared to the first few from the footage I've been watching. Like most of the footage, you see people get the first, the second, and third fucking Dragon Ball easily because they're related to combos and doing certain things. But I only seen a 7 in one video come up because the guy did a 100-hit combo and the 7 ball came up. And in another video, I seen a dude do like a 60-hit combo, but he combined all 3 characters to get the 60-hit combo, and the 6 ball came up. There's got to be certain ways to get each balls, and once you do, hopefully it's just a revive, which would be fair. And if it's not that, then I am, but maybe if I find meter, fuck, who knows? There's the possibilities of freaking aimless. You could think about it, like,
or maybe like some sort of invincibility over a certain period of time,
like a god mode. Like Frieza wants to be a god, right? So if Frieza gets the last Dragon Ball, he turns to the god mode, and he can't.
Maybe the effects of getting all 7 Dragon Balls would differ from character to character.
If they did that. Ooh.
So are we treating the Dragon Balls like they the Infinity?
So if you get it with Vegeta, then you'll fucking
be stronger than Goku.
I mean, you definitely could, but at the same time, if you want to treat the Dragon Balls like Infinity Stones, they wouldn't put it at the middle of the screen.
Right.
It would be a separate thing on both sides of the screen.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I was saying, like if you get the last Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball that hasn't came up, and you grab it, you can control all 7.
Essentially, we need more information. Before
we do.
We need more
educated guys.
It's fun to speculate, though.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we're doing it.
Like we were speculating on MVCI, and fucking God knows how long we're gonna allow that shit.
Here we go. Let's not get back into that.
I don't know.
800 views. Let's not get back into that.
I find it fun. I reserve judgment on whether or not it's a good fighting game, but I do find it entertaining.
And it looks like fucking fat, white booty, pimply asshole shit, but it plays well.
Yeah. It looks like cottage cheese booty, but
yeah,
cottage cheese booty,
it's still booty.
Damn, that's unanointed.
Unanointed that booty.
I mean, if we're really gonna harken back to this topic, can we talk about Sonic Fox beating the shit out of F Champ though?
Yes. Well, you know what's funny though? Like this was just basically a run back.
Yeah.
Because fucking F Champ went and smashed Homeboy, and F Champ was like, "It's okay, guy. You know, I'm a pro. You're a scrub at these type of games. You know, once you get your practice on, you'll get to my level. Okay, kid."
And then
Sonic Fox got in that ass.
Yeah, but he probably practiced like F Champ told him to.
I mean, it was like a day one tournament, and F Champ was up to this body and every fucking body.
He did not. The only time he dropped the game was against F Champ, but until then he was undefeated that whole night.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That whole night.
Shit, I didn't know that. Damn, Sonic. Dude is just gifted for games.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Sonic Fox.
Hashtag furry pride.
Right. Let Star Fox do his thing.
He plays Skullgirls, and that's similar to a Marvel.
That's way more Marvel than Marvel 3,
Yeah,
baby.
way more advanced.
Yeah, and he was a really good fucking Skullgirls player. Yo, that's how I actually knew about the kid. Dude was legit.
Sonic Fox and Ductator, the best Skullgirls players of all time.
Yeah, I was just about to say Ductator. Fuck yeah.
All right.
But
time to stretch out.
Get it out there. Get it out. Pop that back. Yeah, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Any closing thoughts about the Dragon Balls?
None here. Still looking forward to it.
I'm interested to see whether or not they fucking make it on a character by character.
Yeah, because that is actually really cool if they happen to do something like that. I agree.
Because like everybody's motivation for getting the Dragon Balls in the Dragon Ball series
totally different. Mm-hmm.
So if they would add that little quirk to the mechanic, it might actually be charming.
That is true. All right. Anybody else with any closing thoughts? Or we're just going to get on into the meat of the discussion.
Nope, I got nothing. I'm just jamming to that Final Fight Omega right now. That's the only good music in the game is the opening. That's it. Ass.
Nah, Bay Area.
It's kind of funny because this feels like build up to the rant that's coming up right now.
Okay, so on to the topic at hand that our good man Hatman has been, doing his vocal exercises in preparation for.
You niggas still want to support Capcom. That's fucking sad. We all knew this shit was coming. We all knew that this shit was coming.
Oh yeah,
Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, ladies and gentlemen, where one of the selling points of the fucking game is an actual arcade mode. You niggas still want to support Capcom though? You niggas really still want to support Capcom though? Look at this fucking UI. Look at this shit. What are we in, Las Vegas? Are we in the Shadowloo base right now with this map of the fucking world and this fucking light bright ass verse?
If it wasn't for these hoe ass niggas complaining that there wasn't an arcade mode in the game in the first place,
we wouldn't have got one.
But who cares about arcade mode?
It's the point that it should still be there. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we care about it. It should still be there.
It should have been there by default. I agree.
Well, it should have been there the day they went with beta or even the launch date.
No, I disagree with it being for beta because the beta was just.
I mean, no, but launch day should have had it.
Yeah, day one.
Launch day should have had it though.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on it. It should have been there from the get go.
This shit right here literally looks like a premium Mugen screen pack right now. It literally does, from the menus to everything. And this whole arcade mode thing, where you have 6 different arcade paths apparently. Mm-hmm. So in one you'll have 4 fights, and the other one you'll have 8, and then another one you'll have 10. Then it's back down to 6, then 8, then 11. Does this mean that we're getting different endings for every single time we complete it? Or does this just mean, congratulations, you win, and then back to the main menu? Because let me tell you something right now. That story mode was ass.
Hey, I'm gonna cut you off for a second. There's they quote unquote confirmed 71 different endings in the game.
Okay, so that's.
But you know, it's not gonna be like fucking Street Fighter EX plus Alpha with CGI.
No, it's gonna be the same still screen bullshit from the character stories, which is fine as long as you got a different artist, because the artist that made the art for that was ass.
Trash.
This shit was trash. Like literally, if you look at this versus screen right now, right? It has everything of a Mugen 1.1 screen pack. The only difference is you take out the characters for character art that's already been used in previous ones, and boom, you got a Mugen screen pack. Secondly, there's nothing new, honestly, aside from the arcade mode and the fact that you get a shit ton of costumes, which, okay, yeah, thank you. Appreciate us plebs. Thank you. Yay, the plebs get fucking costumes. Yay. Hey, guess what? It don't matter for PC users. Well, you know what that is for us? That's more slots for modded costumes. Appreciate you. Thanks, Capcom. Okay, so right here in this screenshot, we have a barrel minigame, which is cool. You know, that's fine. Then you have a random. Actually, you know what? This Mad Gear person was sprited over one of the Shadowloo characters that you fight in the story.
You're right.
The same. It's sprited over one of them. So that was lazy as shit. There's no new stages. The only new characters that you're going to get are characters that have already been announced to Season 2. So honestly, this isn't even a prelude to Season 3. This is just, hey, we kind of fucked up, so we're going to give you this in return. How much do you want to bet that? How much do you think that this DLC, this arcade edition DLC is going to be on Steam?
Did you so the people who own the original game are going to get the arcade edition and all the upgrades for free, except the characters, because Capcom likes money.
Except the characters. So if we already bought the game, which everybody who plays the game, or who was even going to play the game in the first place, already bought it, this shit does nothing. This does nothing for us, because you're not even giving us the fucking characters.
You're not even giving us the costumes either.
Can we like honestly, if you wanted to give us an incentive to playing arcade mode, aside from the fact that you unlock colors for our costumes behind survival, that's one thing you could have put in for us. Let's be unlocking colors in arcade mode instead, because fuck survival. Who in the fuck is breathing in their mic so goddamn hard?
I'm mad. Continue.
That has to be Jawan.
It's me, but continue, because I'm almost getting ready to hyperventilate a little bit.
And secondly, you know what you could have done? You know what you could have done? All the characters that have already been released right now, instead of making us have this free update, which ain't even really an update to shit. The only thing that's an update is probably a couple balance changes that ain't gonna matter because the game is fucked up anyway. Some new V-triggers, which we've been asking for any fucking way for the longest, because the game is stale as shit.
They did not even give us new critical arts. They didn't
give us new critical arts, but they gave us new V triggers. I believe one person said that one of the new V triggers for Chun-Li was Kikosho. So okay, so what is that? Just to get off me? So finally, no, it's not Meaty Fighter 5.
And then one of the other rumored V triggers is that there would be a Dark Ryu version of, like, you know how he goes in Lightning Fist, he'll go into Sasui no
Hado.
Then that's gonna be one of his V triggers, is Sasui no Hado.
So basically, they gave him his ability to change in the evil Ryu,
essentially.
MVC1.
But knowing Capcom, it's not gonna be a full character change. He's still gonna be base Ryu, just with Dark Hado powers.
Yeah, because this is a V trigger. It's like, you know how we got base Ryu with like lightning.
But if you're gonna do all of that, go all out. Because anytime Ryu uses Dark Hado, anytime Ryu uses Dark Hado, he is no longer in base form. Look at him. Look at him in the fucking movies, like the Alpha anthology and everything. Look at him in fucking Alpha 3 Max.
Yeah.
Look at him in CVS 2. Look at him in
Ultra Street Fighter 4.
He is not the same base Ryu model. There's always something different, from the spiky red hair to the red key to whatever. But no, they're just gonna have him have Dark Hado effects, which, hey, guess what? Modders already have that any fucking way. So so the only thing that you're changing, which honestly, you're not even changing all of the UI. Because the life bars are still gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So you're giving us extra battle with arcade mode. You're giving us a gallery mode, which nobody gives a shit about a gallery mode, and arcade mode. It's V triggers. So for those that don't have it, hey, guess what? $40. For those that do, yeah, you get it for free, but you still gotta pay for our characters though, or use our bullshit ass system to get in-game currency. Which granted,
so this is basically asking to spend $20 extra or something, right?
Basically, essentially.
Which granted, they have had strides to try to make it better, but it's still ass and slow as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, well, I can say this. I bought the game day one. I got all the characters that are out up to this point.
Because you bought the pass.
Nope. I haven't paid any money for any of the characters.
Really?
Oh, wow.
So you pre-ordered it, and they just shipping the characters out to you.
Nope.
Oh, not even.
I've used my fight money, but what I'm saying is, the fucking game definitely, you can buy all the characters with fight money.
It just takes a long fucking time.
It takes a long fucking time.
Do it, yeah.
I'm not saying you can't do it. It takes a long time. And for a game like this, where it's already boring as fuck to play, that's like putting in hours in League of Legends, bro. The LP system is the same as the fucking fight money system.
Shots fired, bong, bong, bong.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'd rather go back and play Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Can we talk about this real quick?
Let's hit it. Let's hit it.
Can we talk about the fact that you put fucking Rashid as Beautiful Joe? Why? Are you hinting that there's gonna be a new Beautiful Joe game? No, you're not, because you know we know you're not gonna do that. We know you're not smart enough to do that. Why?
If they ain't making a new Mega Man game, there ain't gonna be no new Beautiful Joe game.
So why pay him?
That's like asking for a real sequel to Final Fight.
That's because they want motherfuckers to spend money on nostalgia. That's Capcom's whole shit not right now. Like, besides Monster Hunter, that's what they're... Okay, wait, these casuals just want an arcade mode on their Street Fighter 5 game. Let's give them that. Make these motherfuckers pay $40 for some shit they should have got day one.
Yeah, but fuck Final Fight, though, is a game.
It's kind of sad, though. Whenever you've already done an arcade edition for 4, and that was really good. But then the arcade edition for this is an actual arcade edition.
Mm-hmm.
What? What?
Hell, survival mode in the original. And hell,
you cutting out, my man.
Congratulations.
Capcom, you're playing too much Mugen. Stop hiring Mugen people.
No.
I mean, why would you say that? That's fucked up.
Why would you say that?
The thing is, they're already stealing from people. They don't have to hire them.
Elaborate on that, Hardy. Hold on.
No, this nigga Hardy just a hater. He ain't think before he said that.
Pretty much, yeah. Only because I'm thinking Ultra Street Fighter 2. That was probably just they had the idea coming from Mugen or something.
Basically, yeah, that's kind of what.
No, you can't. You can say that, but at the same time, that was one man, Parse, doing all of that.
True. Good point. Very true.
I don't know where the fuck you came up with that, man. All right. Anyway,
my whole thing is they really have been stealing.
What I said then.
They have been stealing from Mugen for quite a while, but it's like to set platform, the foundation for
what are you talking about? Like, niggas been ripping they sprites since the shit came out. Like, you can't say Capcom stealing from Mugen without acknowledging Mugen stealing from every fucking 2D sprited game under the sun.
I think we innovated what they brought us, basically.
That's not fair.
I think we innovated. I won't even say we stole from them. I say we innovated because
how did you innovate? How did niggas innovate when they was taking shit from games that already existed?
Frankenspiting.
Yeah, Frankenspiting.
They added with Frankenspiting. You were able to add moves that the characters never had before.
Yeah, but you still had to have something to Frankenspite.
Of course.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you can't.
It's a give and take.
You can't acknowledge niggas stealing from Mugen without acknowledging Mugen stealing from niggas. You can't.
It's a give
I guess it's a give and take.
It's a give and take.
That's disingenuous.
Yeah, let's not forget their biggest give and take, Goken.
Yeah, their biggest. No. Not just Goken, but Virgil as well.
Yeah, that's
wow.
true too. Yeah. That's You're right. That's their biggest give and take. The two biggest give and takes. The first one where they acknowledged it, like they publicly acknowledged that they was impressed with what was done in the actual community, so they officially made him official in 4.
I'm just like, I'm looking at it again, and I'm just like, first of all, that time counter looks like it was stolen straight from Virtua Fighter. Secondly, niggas have been doing those stage boxes like that in Mugen for 3 years now. Like, I'm used to seeing that.
Can verify, yep.
And this right here, man, this whole thing, that has been, we've been using that forever too. This whole versus screen, aside from the shitty ass versus font, I don't know who the fuck thought it was a good idea to make that. Like, you didn't even have to do that. That's too fucking much. Like,
they could have created their own font. It's not hard.
You know what's even more fucking funny? You know what's even more fucking funny about this little graph chart shit that you have right here? This whole graph chart shit that you have right here, that's not even correctly reflected whenever you get on ranked matches and lobby matches. It's supposed to tell you what your strengths are as a player, right? Never does that.
Yeah, for sure. It
never does that.
It just makes up some random stuff.
That shit is it literally shows like one small line, maybe. Like, it is so trash. How are you going to implement a system like that could have been really good for gauging your opponent before the matches even start and then fuck it up?
What a 30th anniversary for Street Fighter. So when's this anniversary collection they were talking about coming out?
I don't know.
That's all I want. I want to beat the shit out of some filthy casuals in Alpha 2.
I don't know what to feel about this, man. I don't know what to feel about this. I just think that it was fucking lazy.
I mean, like, they're trying, but at the same time, they're lazy.
This white and gold is gonna kill your eyes, bro. Returning back to this from a match, especially like in a late night stream, is gonna kill the fuck out of your eyes. I can just see it right now, bro. I'm streaming this shit. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just got out of a match.
You got pre-existing eye conditions, though, dog.
No, I'm just saying in general. In general, like a bright ass white light.
Have you always worn glasses?
No.
Yeah, I gotta agree with him. That will fuck up your eyes.
They better have options in there where you can change that.
They're not. They're not.
Wishful thinking, I guess.
They don't even include a colorblind mode, dude. What the fuck makes you think they're gonna do that?
Yeah, I can see that. Like, especially if you ain't got no lights on.
Yeah. Like, you're just doing a late night grinding session. You don't feel like you just probably just getting done like after like 3-4 hours of games, right? And instead of doing it through training mode like most people do to keep their hands warm, you just go straight from the menu. You come back, oh shit, oh fuck. Like, nah, like, you tried, Capcom, you tried, but no.
Yeah, Marvel is better than fucking Street Fighter 5, and I thought Marvel was going to be worse.
I have no opinions on Marvel anymore. I really don't. Because I feel like that shit story mode that they had could have went towards more characters. They didn't need a story mode.
Yeah, but since it's being done with the auspices of promoting the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
what did it do for the cinematic universe?
Nothing, but at the same time, a lot of promotion does nothing.
Yep.
The fact is that companies have a promotion budget, and they're going to use it. So
like, and it also came out. It also came out that Marvel Infinite had a really low budget to start out with.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was probably reflective of Marvel's promotional budget that they allocated for ventures such as that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but to hitch your whole Capcom Pro Tour on some shit that had a really low budget to start out with is a poor business decision.
They're not hinging the whole Capcom Pro Tour on it.
Have you not seen that video where they literally was like, all right, we're focusing on Marvel Infinite?
Any product that you come out with, you're gonna start off the first year going strong to see if the shit can catch on.
But you don't completely ditch something that came out like not even too much longer ago. One of the main game in Street Fighter V, you fucked it up and didn't care to fix it because after when you started making Marvel Infinite, you was like, all right, this is gonna be our main game now. Let's go ahead and put SF5 on the back burner, and we're focused on Infinite, even though all of the internet research and marketing and in the comments were piss poor. As soon as we got wind of it, as soon as we saw screenshots, we trashed the game.
Yep.
That's not good business practice.
But they know this already, though.
You know, they got the Sony overlords. They got a fucking...
I feel like you're just trying to give him an excuse right now, Clay.
Huh?
I said I feel like you're trying to just give him an excuse right now.
No, not necessarily, because I don't really give a fuck about what Capcom's doing because they've already fucking proven that they don't have their fucking fingers on the pulse of the people who are going to support a game and play it for years.
At all.
So at the end
they
of
don't
the day,
make games to last years anymore.
It doesn't matter, but I also am a realist, and I look at shit from a certain perspective where, like, before when Capcom made games, they didn't have somebody over top of them pointing the finger at them saying, you have to do this, you have to do that. They had their own ideas.
And it's because of their practices before then that they now have to do that.
I mean, no, it's not even the practices. It's the fucking, like, it's the culture right now across everything. Across everywhere. And they're just following suit with the wrong type of fucking following suit. They're going the chaotic evil way of doing it instead of like the lawful good. Like well, what's a good company that does DLC right?
CD Projekt Red.
There you go. CD Projekt Red giving you fucking free shit after you bought the game. Or like on Dying Light, you get the fucking you buy the base game, they give you an expansion like 2 years down the line for fucking free.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, you gotta look at it like...
And a business standpoint, right?
The games that Capcom makes and fighting games in general are a more esoteric genre, whereas something like The Witcher has a wider appeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can afford to give away shit because
but here's the thing, though. Capcom's not just a fighting game company. They could be putting out a lot more than just fighting games, and that would have helped them.
Yeah, but at this point, like, they don't have the individual resources beyond just asking Sony for more money. So they have to fucking find something to latch onto and try to milk it.
You know what, Clay, just for sake of argument, I'm finna look up Capcom IPs right now.
I mean, I can name a lot of them.
Nah, I'm trying to find a premium one.
I'm saying, I won't even go too obscure. I won't even name like
nah, because Monster Hunter we already know is gonna be big as fuck. We already know that.
Right. Right, but that's Monster Hunter's Capcom's baby. Monster Hunter will not. They will not fuck over Monster Hunter because they know they will alienate all of the Japanese fan base and everybody else over in the West. But what else does Capcom have? Fucking Street Fighter.
I'm looking at them right now. Okay, so you got 1942 Ace Attorney, which is a Nintendo thing right off the bat. Ace Attorney, Bionic Commando.
It's not a Nintendo thing though.
Breath of Fire. No, I'm saying that Ace Attorney is always going to be a part of a Nintendo console.
But yeah, it's not exclusively a part of a Nintendo console explicitly.
Every single game has been put on a handheld.
Yeah, but at the same time, that does not mean that it is explicitly just for Nintendo.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it is associated with Nintendo because it's always been put on Nintendo handhelds and consoles. There's no you're fine with Ace Attorney. You don't have to do shit with Ace Attorney, but release another one and keep it on Nintendo. That's all you got to do. I'm saying as far as appeasing the Sony overlords, you could bring out a new Okami, you can bring out a new Onimusha, you bring out fucking shit, Beautiful Joe. Fuck, like you could do something to rake in the money that isn't a fighting game that Sony can back, and you can make it an exclusive. So therefore, recoup.
You're not wrong on that.
I feel you. Like I feel like Sony didn't see the writing on the wall. They could have rebranded Onimusha as a Dark Souls type of thing.
Yeah.
But then Neo did it first.
Yeah. That's what happened. They dropped the ball. Because that would have appeased a whole bunch of people. And Neo was already badass.
That's the biggest thing about Capcom right now is that they're not reading the market trends well enough.
That and they're playing it way too fucking safe because they have all these like Hatman's and all these IPs that they can at least use the nostalgia angle to fucking pull at least a couple fresh $1 million out of the Japanese.
Some of those IPs, they're using the nostalgia angle too strictly and just releasing, like, for example, Mega Man Legacy
Even
Collection.
Still, you could use as Capcom.
You can make a
you as Capcom can easily partner with another developer and bring your IPs into another IP.
Or fucking at least have that other developer help and make a new version of your IP.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying right there, because they're too busy trying to partner up with motherfuckers and being lazy.
You could bring fucking Breath of Fire back, right? And partner with Intelligent Systems and have Fire Emblem characters in that bitch. Like you could do that.
Breath of Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll be down. I'll be so fucking down, dude. They already fucking transformed the dragons.
You know what though? The thing about that though is how profitable will that be?
Insane
money.
That's what I'm.
No. But like you're looking at it from a hardcore gamer perspective, and that's the error of our ways.
Look, the reason I said Fire Emblem is because Fire Emblem even partnered with fucking Persona, and that shit was good.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
So because of that,
Persona is esoteric, but Persona also has a somewhat wide reach for things that have a
so you use that
following.
You use that advantage of being partnered with Persona, which not only brings up Fire Emblem and Intelligent Systems as a developer, then you as Capcom partner with them while they're red hot because you're Capcom and you can fucking do that, and boom.
But the thing is, like, when was the last Fire? Yeah, when was the last Breath of Fire game?
PS2.
No pun intended, has never set the world on fire.
You're right. It hasn't.
But back to the cult following thing, and it's always been a cult following. It's always been quality games.
But cult followings don't make money. Dog.
Exactly, I agree.
Do you not know how much money Awakening had made for Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem Awakening made so much money.
Right, that was great marketing and great word of mouth, and it was also a cult following from everybody else fucking playing the older version of the games. But
part of that is Fire Emblem being exclusive to Nintendo consoles and Nintendo not having a lot of options that the rest of the gaming world has. Nintendo doesn't have your fucking Assassin's Creeds and Call of Duties and.
So if they don't, they have really great AAA games that they make themselves. A lot of great IPs they make themselves. They don't need to partner with anybody else.
Exactly.
These third parties come over there and ask them about it.
A lot of people who aren't familiar with Fire Emblem will take a chance on Fire Emblem to bolster their libraries, though. And that's kind of an unspoken demographic, because if Fire Emblem was something that wasn't exclusive to Nintendo, it might sell better from a pure numbers standpoint, but percentage-wise, it might not do as well, because strategical RPGs are not a genre of game that appeals to the common man.
But you made this big argument about the freaking Fire Emblem in the same freaking argument just now, saying how Nintendo made a killing off of that.
Yeah, because the thing about it is them not having a lot of cross fucking compatibility and cross porting from a lot of the bigger fucking games that are on other systems. Like, you can't fucking buy a Nintendo Wii and get Fallout or fucking Skyrim. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get you on that part, but
they don't have a lot of the same titles that the other consoles that they quote unquote compete with have. So any game that gets an ample amount of promotion is going to draw on, number one, the cult following, and number two, people who say, I need a new game, and this is a game that I can only get on this system, so why not try it?
Yeah, but Fire Emblem doesn't get good promotion in the first place.
Right, the promotion on Fire Emblem is incredibly trash. The only time I've actually seen any ads is like the 2 to 3 months coming up to the release of the game, for one. And unless you actually follow the IP, you will not know that, hey, there's a Persona crossover, or there's a fucking Dynasty Warriors crossover of it, unless you follow these things. And what Hatman is trying to say is, if Sony did the same thing Nintendo did and made this Mega Man or this fucking Nintendo and Breath of Fire partner up, and they make a fucking Fire Emblem / Breath of Fire, and you've got the whole Final Fantasy, not the fucking Breath of Fire aesthetic with the whole play style of
I don't see Breath of Fire being an incentive.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about Sony, I haven't even mentioned any Sony IPs. You can have Sony IPs fucking smash with Capcom IPs.
There you go.
And since we want to talk about Sony, even though Capcom's not exclusive to Sony, because they do shit with Nintendo too. They have the ability to make money. They just don't.
They don't want to put the effort into it because they're really not making a lot of money outside of Monster Hunter.
But we're also on the outside looking in, so we don't know what type of restrictions they have on them as far as what they can do, what their budget dictates. We don't know none of that. Like, so we can't really make a hard read.
No, but we have established though that the Capcom does have to have some sort of influx from another company to make such a thing. Like, that's how Street Fighter V came about anyway, because of Sony. So
think about it like this.
Can I finish my point? Okay, so if you partner with Sony on one of Sony's IPs, of course they're gonna pump more money into it. So that solves the issue. Just make a good fucking game.
But who's to say that Sony is willing to do that?
They took a risk with fucking Street Fighter.
Just because
they took a huge risk with Street Fighter.
But the thing about it, just because I own you, don't mean that I want to give you privilege to use my IP.
No, that's why the idea you pitch has to be a blockbuster, which Capcom has the ability to do.
They're sitting on gold. They're sitting on diamonds and gold, but they're like a dragon hoarding it instead of fucking being a fucking Robin Hood and spreading the wealth.
Yeah, can't argue with that logic.
It's going to come to a point. It's probably going to come to a point where it's going to be like a Marvel situation for fucking Capcom.
It already fucking is, if you think about it. If you already think about, like,
where
you don't have
to sell your own IP. to be stabilized as a company. Like, I swear
That's
to
what
God,
they did with Street Fighter,
if you pass over Street Fighter to anybody else, Namco, fucking Arc System, fucking French Bread, even, boy,
It's French bread.
boy,
Oh, that's such a great company name.
boy.
But
SNK, like, bro, if you sell,
just let Demps Aiding develop Street Fighter again, man. The mistake that Capcom made was developing Street Fighter in-house.
You're not
that's
wrong
sad.
on that.
That's sad to say that.
You're not wrong on that, Claire.
Not really, because at the end of the day, Capcom made that transition in the 90s from a publisher or from a developer to a publisher anyway. Like, that change was made long ago. It's like, fucking, if I played basketball for years and then was a coach for 5 years and came back and started playing, I'm not going to have the same killer instinct of a player because I'm thinking about the game differently.
I gotta disagree with you on that aspect, dude, because, man, if they're out here, they then went and gave their Street Fighter games and developed them for like 20 some odd years, and then for like extended 5 years to pass it over to Dimps and took it back. They should at least took some of those people that worked on that shit at Dimps. They should have kept some of their old directors, some of their old art directors, some of their old game developers, and made it a good game.
We don't know if they had the budget to pay all the motherfuckers that you talking about, considering that they're playing with house money. We cannot make a strong declaration one way or the other.
Yeah, but that decision would have been made.
We don't know the business side of it. We could talk about it from the games and from the fan side of it, but we don't really have the perspective to really talk about the business.
But
like,
if that decision
but if these people that Cleveland are talking about have a profile within the industry and demand a certain salary, and they can go get paid over here at Arc System Works to go get paid over here at such and such and such and such, and then Capcom comes and asks them to take a pay cut because we need them people, they're not going to take a pay cut. Fuck Capcom.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is, if you're going to do that with Demps specifically, that decision would have been made before Street Fighter 5 was even thought of.
Mm-hmm.
But the Sony collaboration or merger or whatever you want to call it could have been thought of way before that. It takes time for business deals of that magnitude to go through. Just because we heard about it at a certain time don't mean that it wasn't already in development years beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it would have been, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have gotten 3-4 iterations of Street Fighter 4.
That's not true. Because at the end of the day, it's just like the shit they're doing now with fucking Marvel and with fucking Street Fighter 5. When they put some shit out, they gotta hang their hat on it for a minute. And if that's the fucking thing that's happening, then that's the thing that's happening at the time. Period. Like, it don't matter what they going through internally. They still gotta conduct business.
That's the biggest problem with the businesses right now, though. Like, they're not.
Go ahead.
They're alienating a lot of their core customers by making horrible business decisions. Like, do you see all the vitriol and stuff that's coming out there? That negative word of mouth is going to wind up affecting the bottom line.
Yeah, but core customers versus the entire market. Core customers is the small part of the market. Period.
Yeah, but that bad word of mouth is the reason why Street Fighter 5 has such low sales. When you tell your people, when your homeboy has that plays Street Fighter religiously, tells you, oh, yo, bro, they ain't got no arcade. Oh, they only got like 13 characters. Oh, you got to pay for all the characters, or you got to grind it out. Like, that's going to turn a fucking casual person way the fuck off.
Hell yeah, you would have told me that shit with Guilty Gear, I wouldn't have bought it.
That's a really horrible.
Guilty Gear ain't even in the same strata as Street Fighter 5.
No, but
it's still following the same fucking business strategy.
Yeah. If you would have told me that same stuff with any other game, I wouldn't have bought it.
That's the thing. That's the point I'm coming from, Clay. Is that their poor business decisions is hurting their fan base and soon their bottom line, and that's why they got to go out here and partner up with Sony and get fucking butt fucked by them. And then they got to go partner up with this person. If they would partner up with the right people and start using the making good games again, which is subjective. It's all subjective. This is just the stuff we're just fucking throwing out in the ballpark. We don't know what fucking the CEO of Capcom is doing, sucking off the Sony CEO's dick right now. That's what they're doing, and they're private behind closed doors over in Shinjuku or some shit. But if they would do these things we're suggesting, then their core audience would be happy, the word of mouth and reputation would increase, and then profits and thus would increase instead of sitting there trying to make a quick buck.
But that's the difference between being somebody like Arc System Works, whose name implies cult following off top, as opposed to being Capcom, which name has a lot more pull, a lot more cachet, a lot more history with the wider gaming audience. There's a certain standard, there's a certain operating procedure that a company that big has to operate under. Like, if, from my view, if Capcom wouldn't have partnered up with Sony, they would have probably went the Konami route and just been trying to develop mobile games and cannibalize that market. So I mean,
you're not wrong on that aspect.
At the end of the day, like, I'd much rather be in a position where Capcom is making shitty games, but still a part of the gaming market that I patronize, rather than bastardize their whole history in order to cash in on the mobile craze.
I mean, but they did make a mobile game though in the new Puzzle Fighter.
I'm saying everybody makes mobile games. It's not making a mobile game that's wrong. It's hinging your whole business plan on mobile games, like Konami has
Of course.
They're basically mobile games and Pro Evolution Soccer. That's it.
That's so sad that Konami went that route, because they actually had a lot of promise with the Fox engine that was built in-house that they could have licensed out. But, you know, they want to be petty and think about pachinko and jack off on fucking balls all day. Instead of looking at they could have fucking made a smaller fucking company and used that pachinko money on the side.
Cleveland?
Well, isn't that what SNK did?
As a business,
that is exactly what SNK did, Hardy. That is exactly what SNK did.
No, SNK didn't do that. SNK ran out of money and had to sell off their IPs, and the people who bought the IPs did what they...
But they wound up getting their IPs back, right?
Yeah, but just on the eve of KOF 14, basically.
Right, but they still had, if they would have just played it correctly, they could have had a smaller company on the side with the pachinko, and they're already using the Fox engine in every single one of the pachinko games.
But have you ever heard the expression "too big to fail"?
Like every bank out here in the United States of America.
SNK has never reached the stature of Capcom. So they've always been a cult following type of company. Whereas once Capcom hit it big with the string of games and the period of time that they went through in the 90s and the late 80s especially, there was no turning back from that. They can't downgrade and be a smaller type of company like that.
But that's basically what's going to happen to them with all these horrible business decisions that they've been doing recently.
It's going to have to be forced upon them. They can't make the decision to say we're going to fall back and only do this type of thing. They have to still remain a presence. And sometimes with things like that, when you're that big, you have to take some concessions in order to keep your operating procedure up to par.
But they're not even taking any concessions. They're fucking using horrible business practices to alienate their main fan base, and this is just gonna the negative word of mouth that you always fucking see. The thing that fucking surprises me is that the initial success of MVCI. If the game didn't play so well, besides the web ball fucking infinite that's going on right now, which they patched out pretty fucking fast.
Reality Stone, web ball,
Reality Stone,
web ball.
But besides that on the side, the game plays well. A lot of people possibly received the gameplay, even though the game itself looks like ass. Plus, they got money fronted from Marvel, which they come to find out, they pocketed most of that shit and made a bare bones fucking skeleton crew to make the game that plays like this.
Probably because they didn't have too many cooks in the kitchen. Sometimes when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, the dish ends up tasting like shit.
But if you're already fucking shitting on the goddamn plate and you put like little garnishes on it, motherfuckers are gonna pick the garnishes off and still call the plate shit.
I mean, have you ever had something that didn't look good that tasted bomb as fuck?
Lots of times. Chitlins, holy fuck.
Man, you one of them people. You must eat ass too, huh?
This motherfucker coming out of left field about my culinary pursuits with my fucking goddamn sexual forte. Oh, that was a good one though, Clint. That was a good one. I can't hate on that.
I can't.
But like curry or some shit like that. This you're not wrong in that aspect. But the thing is, if there's too many cooks, if they're not fucking paying the 3 cooks that they got in the kitchen flipping burgers, then you're gonna get shit burgers. If they're not paying the people that are doing this stuff a correct amount of money, which from what I read about the MVCI thing, there's going to be a lot of upset people. Like Black Panther, Thanos, and Monster Hunter should have been on. They're on this DLC that could have been released with the game.
Thanos is already on there.
I mean, excuse me about Thanos on Sigma. But they could have came out with the game, base game, and then they could have used the money they got from that revenue from the pre-orders that they fucking plussed up on. First of all, second of all, with the season passes that they plussed up on, they could have used that to develop new and different characters. But no, they wanted to be stingy, like Capcom always is with their own this DLC, because people are still continuously buying into that shit day in and day out.
Yeah, but just because the DLC's on the disc don't mean it's finished.
No, it's always finished. It was finished on Street Fighter 4. It was finished on Cross Tekken. It was finished on MVC Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was always finished.
But in Capcom's case, it's always finished.
But all they're doing is like, oh, okay, we're gonna wait 3 or 4 months and hand you a code to unlock the shit that we already worked on. That is horrible business practice. But these people, everybody out here is still desperate for Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom. They're gonna just deal with it because that's the fucking scarcity bullshit that's going on right now in the gaming industry. People will rather sit here and not call out this bad business, this bad behavior, and just deal with it and let it continue and grow.
It's even worse because we're on a fighting game renaissance right now.
Yes. And when they're not doing, Capcom's not doing anything like fucking Arc System Works is doing right now, especially with the upcoming Dragon Ball Z. I give them Blaze Blue and fucking Guilty Gear. That shit's garbage. Like, no, don't hide characters behind a fucking paywall, my dude. And if you do, don't put the shit on the disc. Let a nigga wait. But at least do it the right way and do it to where the customer will always have the greatest thought of you in the back of their mind. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because I'm still pissed off at Capcom from way back in Street Fighter 4. They lost a lot of my trust, but just like you, Clay, I am very passionate and I love fighting games. And, you know, if I gotta sit here and deal with on this DLC to play Marvel MVCI, then fuck it, I'm gonna do it. But I'm not gonna stop calling them out on this shit. I'm always gonna be in a Twitch chat saying shill to fucking F champ. I'm always gonna be on the Shuriken forums saying this game, the fucking Street Fighter 5 is trash, and they could always improve upon it because that's what a real fan does about something they give a fuck about.
Yeah, it's just like you have a best friend. That best friend is gonna tell you when you're fucking up.
Right. And we're all Capcom's best friends. We knew these motherfuckers when we were kids on Super Nintendo in these arcades, dropping quarters and dollars, getting our asses beat by motherfuckers. Right, exactly. And they now done grown up and got way too big to fail.
They got Hollywood on us.
And they think they could just up here, oh, here, take Street Fighter 5. We want to drop some little DLC every little bit. That's not cool, man. You can't expect that from somebody that you grew up with. But people get money. Money changes minds.
A thug changes. Love changes. Strangers.
Real shit, my dude. Real fucking shit, Clint. That's what's up. But I give you the point of we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We can see the end result, but we don't hear the initial conversations in the boardroom. We probably got Ono preaching to these motherfuckers. We don't need on this DLC. Give us a few more months. But the shareholders are like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the difference between the video game industry then and the video game industry now is that the companies paid their own money to make the games back in the day, so there was more passion behind it. Nowadays, now that video games cost a lot more money to make it, a lot more manpower, there are people who don't give a shit about video games that fund video games getting made.
I mean, that's on the other side of the spectrum. You got people making labors of love in the indie scene, and them games is mostly amazing.
Yeah, but at the same time, fucking
look at fucking Cuphead.
But how long was that game in development though?
A while. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a very long time. But
a team of what, 4 people?
Yeah, I think it was 4. Yeah, 4 people.
4 people. 4 years actually.
Yeah.
Development started in 2013.
So it shows that it shows that even without, with your own money or without money, you could still make an amazing fucking product.
Yeah, but how big was Cuphead's budget really though? How much shit?
Well,
like, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing to make a fucking platformer game, dog.
Yeah, you also got to look at it. They pitched to Microsoft. Microsoft liked what they were doing, and they gave them that budget. They gave them the remaining of that budget. That's why now...
How indie are they actually?
Dude, this is like their, hold on. This is their first ever release.
Yeah, this is their very first release. Studio MDHR is their very first release. Their first game. Their first entry into the gaming world. And got secured by Microsoft. So originally, it was never going to come to Steam. By it being secured to Microsoft, it was going to be limited to Xbox One and Windows 10 store. Then they decided to go ahead and release it to Steam. But you're not really going to see it on another console because Microsoft backed it. It's going to be they're going to treat it like Gears of War, basically exclusive to Microsoft and a Steam release. Steam is about as close as you're going to get to anything that's technically non-Microsoft, because people were looking for it on PlayStation 4, but that all got changed once they announced that Microsoft was once they announced that Microsoft was stepping in to help them with
that shows you the power of an idea, man. Like I said before, you bring a solid ass idea and have something to back it, you get results sometimes.
But the biggest problem we're having right now in the big AAA scene is these fucking luxurious shareholders.
Yep.
That's the ones that are all like, oh.
But as long as we're making games with fucking photorealistic graphics and all that shit that costs millions of dollars to fucking computer generate, like, then we're gonna keep having to deal with them fucks.
What happened with Kingdom of Amalur?
It was some really backwards ass shit. I can't remember the details, but it was really like goddamn. But essentially, it's still a great game. Like I played it back when it was.
It was supposed to be an MMORPG, right? And then they got a lot of fun and took it away from it and just released it as a single player game.
And it was still great.
It was still a great single, correct? But yeah. That's right. Thank you, fucking Ryu. Yeah. I mean, but that's just a fucking, like, a roll of die hitting fucking snake eyes on a crap table. Like, you don't get luck like that when you take the funding out of something and you make something else better.
Yeah.
It's almost to the kin of the story of Overwatch, because Overwatch is supposed to be another MMO from Blizzard. They lost all their funding, and they basically begged, like, hey, we got something here, let us do something, and they did something, and it was good. But they had to beg. But then again, Blizzard is not a fucking publicly owned company. And they can go and take that risk with their loot box money.
And now everything has fucking loot boxes.
Oh, don't get me with that. We're gonna save that discussion for later because I got some rants on that shit. But in closing, Street Fighter 5. Capcom, stop fucking up. It's not that hard, B. It's not that hard. We want the old Capcom back. The old Capcom that, you know, used to fucking be all warm and comforting when I had a hard day at school and I would go drop a quarter into a fucking Street Fighter 2 game or fucking go and play Final Fight or just give us the old school with the new school of today without the fucking shitty business practices that have been going on.
As long as Zono's there,
The
you're not
shitty
going to see
business
that.
practices are indicative of this era of gaming. Though.
You're right.
You got to
take
with the bet.
Cleveland. As long as Zono's there, you're not going to see that happen.
As long as what now?
As long as Ono is there, you're not going to see any changes at all. Like,
Man, Ono don't run shit though. Dog.
Yeah.
That's the thing you don't understand.
He's just a game director, but he doesn't run the whole entire thing. He can say he doesn't want the shit to happen, but the shareholders are like, no, we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah. Okay, so
what's
with
the next topic?
all that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the email question. Okay, so you have 4 collectible trading card games, and you can keep only one. Which one would it be? Cardfight Vanguard, Pokemon
Nope.
TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh TCG,
Ooh,
or Magic the Gathering?
nope.
wow.
Okay, who's gonna take the
Keep
table
one.
first on this one?
Keep
I'll
one,
take the
huh?
table since I guess I'm one of the more prominent TCG players. To me, there's really no way you're gonna get rid of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, it's in the
I
OG.
agree.
It's
an OG.
an OG. It's an OG. Cardfight Vanguard can go. That's the newest one, and I only know a couple people that actually play it. I personally enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh a lot more than any of them, but I can definitely say with Konami's business practices when it comes to the TCG and the OCG and Yu-Gi-Oh, that can die off too.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem I have.
That can definitely die off too. So as much as it pains me to say, I'm gonna stick with Magic and everyone else can drop. However, when it comes to Pokemon TCG, for the most part, I've already talked about this a little bit before the podcast started. Pokemon TCG is literally printing money. Anything you make, it prints money. Anytime you put out a box, it prints money. Like you really the only two games on this list that you can see people constantly making content for on YouTube and doing unboxes and stuff like that is Magic and Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh has that to some aspect, but it's literally like the Yu-Gi-Oh online community is trash. I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now. There's like maybe 5 creators on YouTube that actually do some good shit, but for the most part, it's trash. The reason I say that Pokemon TCG is printing money is because even right now in the outside market, currently, you have commons, literal commons, just item cards, going for $1, $2, $3 a piece. Then in something like Yu-Gi-Oh, your commons are going for like 12 cents to maybe $5 depending on the card. And rarities matter a lot more there than anything else. So a super rare is always going to sell higher than anything else. So with that being said, Pokemon can go somewhere. Like, it had its resurgence, because before then it was dead. It was dead before 6th gen X and Y and all that. Pokemon TCG was pretty much dead.
Yeah,
like,
you're not lying.
You didn't have nationals like that. They weren't as high on the spectrum as the games were. You didn't have worlds like that, and there's actually monetary gain for playing in worlds and nationals and stuff like that, compared to Yu-Gi-Oh, to where they don't give you shit. the best,
unless you go to Worlds.
No, not even at Worlds. At Worlds, the best you're gonna get is some ghost rare that you're never gonna be able to use, and probably isn't gonna sell well either. Because I've already looked online. I've looked online.
You don't get boxes?
No, you get boxes, but the boxes are completely different. Because remember, there was that one fiasco. There was that one fiasco where a whole shipment of boxes across international contained no super rares.
Wow.
No super rares.
How?
Yeah, no
What
super
the
rares
fuck?
at all. So you literally bought all this product and you can't do shit with it because ain't nobody finna buy it. So and Konami didn't give a fuck. There was no refunds either. I believe they made a public apology about it and then started and stripped out some more that contained the super rares. But if you already bought that product, you're stuck with that product. You ain't finna do nothing with that product. So yeah, whereas Magic, I don't hear a lot coming from Magic, but what I do know about Magic is that it's the granddaddy of most TCGs, if not all TCGs. And they're still printing cards. The standard scene is still really good. I'm still seeing it a lot on Twitch, actually. Whenever there's a tournament, there's a lot of people watching on Twitch. But for the most part, when it comes to the casual, or when it comes to just like, you know, you go into a card shop, only time people are playing Magic is EDH. So because there's so many different ways to play Magic, and you don't have to run just one standard. You can even run tag. You can run freaking five-headed beast, or whatever the hell it's called. Like, you can run Magic. Magic is so much more versatile than any one of these other TCGs. Because in Yu-Gi-Oh, the only thing you got is you got traditional, which is nothing's banned. You have standard, and then you have tag if you want to. In Pokemon, I believe there's only standard. No.
Okay, so are you done? Because I know a lot about the Pokemon TCG.
Yeah, you probably know more than I do.
Because I used to play it like hyper competitive at this point, when I went to like a couple of regionals and national. But I went to a national as well. But the thing is, with Pokemon, you've got 3 formats. You've got classic, because there used to be 4 formats, but there's the 3 formats: classic, going all the way back to base hit 1. But there's certain rules in there where you can't use certain cards, what have you. Then there's expanded. That's like
classic, expanded, and then the
standard
theme deck, right? And theme deck.
No. Classic, expanded, and standard. Okay. Standard is basically the last 12 sets that come out and they rotate.
Yeah. That's essentially the same thing as Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think it's Magic, right?
It's essentially the same thing as Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like a lot of card games that like Magic set the standard for standards.
Yeah.
And everybody else follows that standard.
Yeah. However, when it comes to standard for Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a typical ban list, period, a flat ban list, not a set ban list, a flat ban list. So you can use you can use any card that's not on that ban list, no matter when it was released. So it's a lot easier for people to follow than it would be Magic standard or Pokemon standard. Because when I was trying to build my decks, even on the online, even on KCGO, it was like, oh, I can't use this. Why can't I use this? Oh, because it's not standard. What do you mean it's not standard? It's not in the set, so it's a lot older than the other sets. It's like, oh, okay, so you're like Magic. I'm good. I don't want to do that. Because at that point, it becomes a lot more of a money sink than Yu-Gi-Oh could ever be.
Which you're not fucking wrong. Like
Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty cost effective if you know how to build a budget deck. You can build a budget deck for less than $80.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That includes both your main deck and extra deck. Whereas the high profile decks can range from like $200 to $400 to $500. And if you want to be a rarity whore, then you're gonna be paying up in the thousands.
Yeah, because I got a friend that's a rarity whore in Yu-Gi-Oh, and he's like 2K. Yeah, like everything's like hyper ultra rare.
And you're fucking retarded. But that's just me.
No, he's just a lucky son of a bitch because he didn't buy that shit. He just got epic fucking pulls. He is the luckiest. I told him he should stop buying fucking card packs and just go buy lottery fucking tickets because your luck is just that good, bro.
Nah, if his luck is that good, keep buying them because those super rares will sell well. Right. And you'll be getting your money. You can get your money back from a box of Yu-Gi-Oh off of one card sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's done that.
Yeah, so there you go. I tried to do that. Didn't work out for me because I'm not lucky. But whatever.
But back to on topic of Pokemon is like when I was really into it before I sold my fucking meta deck, I had a deck that was $500, and I had to sell that because I fucking lost my job. But that was like basically one of the it was. And the thing about fucking Pokemon, you've got your tier 0 and everything else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I really hate about it, because if you're not playing tier 0 or a counter just for tier 0,
you're losing.
Yeah. Because you can sink all this time and this money, and you can make your deck so fucking like I ran Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo Y, and my shit was so fucking consistent. I could beat everything else in the game except Night March, and Night March was a budget. Night March, all you had to do was just buy 3 shamans, and all they gotta during that time when I was playing, you paid $150 plus the for the commons of Night March. They were $1 each, so you basically spend $175 at the end. Yeah, Pokemon TCG is still a thing, Ryu. It's huge. Like the last TCG they had, they gave out $250,000 for first place, or was it the total prize pool? No, that was the total prize pool. That was total prize pool. But still, $250,000. Plus, if you're a junior, and if you're a junior, you get a full. If you get first place in the juniors, you get a full scholarship.
Wow, that's really helpful.
Because Nintendo actually cares. Nintendo and Game Freak actually care.
Yeah, they're not like
compared to Konami, where even if you win juniors, you ain't getting shit.
You're getting a pat on the back and saying, "Good job." Now go buy some more cards.
Essentially, that's why shit is so broken all the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they want to whore that out because it's the newest thing. It's the new. This is the formula. This is the fucking formula. They make some broken shit. That broken shit lasts for about 6 to 8 months until the next ban list, which is 6 to 8 months, right? They get all their money from that, and then they hit it, and then they bring out something even more broken and more broken. That's the Konami way, man. That's the Konami way. And they don't, and depending on how well it sells, they don't hit it. Either they don't hit it as hard as they should, or they nerf it to the ground. That is still why freaking Construct is on the ban list. I fucking hate free my bitch Construct. Please. I didn't even play Shaddolls when they were popping. And even then Shaddolls were the third, because you had Cleaforts, Burning Abyss, and then Shaddolls. So Burning Abyss lasted way longer than Shaddolls did. Now you don't see any of them decks at all, really, especially Cleaforts. Cleaforts got buried and will never come back. But I mean, actually, no. Cleaforts did come back in a road deck, but Konami doesn't like road decks. That's why Clownblade is no longer a thing either. So yeah, this is how it is. If you want to be competitive in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to play the most broken shit. That's why you see the top 16 duelists. Most like 10 out of 6 of them are all running the same deck.
I think that's like every fucking TCG besides Magic, dude. Because Yu-Gi-Oh's the same fucking way. If you're not tier whoring, you're losing.
Yeah. Or if you're not countering, if you're not using counter meta, then you're
right. And but the thing about counter meta, like if somebody brings a rogue deck in the fucking tournament and you ain't prepared for that shit, all you ready for is meta, you're getting swept out that shit.
Because 95% of the players there are playing meta.
Yep.
So it's rather I would rather worry about the 95% than the 5%.
True. Very true.
And even then, sometimes depending on the meta, your side deck can handle that 5%, because matches are scheduled like matches. It's best 2 out of 3. So you get your first one, you're like, oh, okay, I see what you're playing. Now I'm finna side deck, so I can try to beat what you're doing. But your opponent can also side deck too. So that's why your side deck is so important when it comes to being in regionals, nationals, or whatever, and going to a tournament.
Right. But if I had to pick one, Pokemon, because I've got the most. Like, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh before it got all convoluted with the pendulums and the G-Drive summons and all that shit.
That's the common misconception about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's actually really fucking simple. I can explain it to you in 5 minutes.
You're not wrong. I mean, I want to get back into it, but I'm more invested in Pokemon. That's.
I can literally explain everything to you in 5 minutes. It is so simple.
Right.
Attack and trap there.
But I'm done. My choice will be Pokemon.
Wow.
Real shit.
Keep one.
Yeah.
Man, keep one. Holy Toledo.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah, holy Toledo. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Magic.
Okay, that's 2 Magic, 1 Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Magic as well.
All right, so that's 3 Magic 2 Pokemon. Lionel?
I'm gonna have to go with Magic.
4 Magic 2
Okay,
Pokemon.
that's 4 Magic.
Okay.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. It's mainly that question really falls down on legacy and what you play.
Right.
Next year, 25th
Because I
anniversary.
guarantee you, if you didn't play Pokemon that heavy, you would have picked Magic 2.
You're not wrong, because I really wasn't. I was actually into Yu-Gi-Oh!
I played Gen 1 Pokemon TCG.
Yeah.
I started off with Magic, and then the rest came the rest of the way.
I started out with Magic too.
What was your deck when you first started?
I ran a black and white deck.
Oh, good.
Wow.
I'm glad you didn't say blue, because them old school blue decks can burn in hell.
I think I ran green.
Them old school blue decks can burn in hell. Whenever somebody says, hey, let's play traditional, I see 1 blue card, I'm done. I'm scooping. You have fun. Because all you're going to do is cancel, counter, mill. I'm good.
So yeah, next year's 25th anniversary for Magic the Gathering trading card game.
Huh. Oh yeah, that's right.
Probably gonna have some big.
Came out in '93. Came out in 1993. Next year's 25th anniversary.
I got my first Magic deck in 1995.
God damn. Holy shit.
I was 2 years old.
I was playing Pokemon, and I'm not even gonna lie.
Man, I remember
Pokemon
back
wasn't
in the
even
day,
out
I
yet.
had all those fucking Pokemon cards, and I had no idea how to play it.
You would go to fucking the schoolyard with like all these cards randomly, and you'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna use this."
Nah, that
and I'm the motherfucker. No, that people did that shit with Pokemon as well. And
Yeah,
I was thinking that read the rules, but like, no, where's your deck at? I'm just gonna use Charizard. You didn't evolve from a Charmander. You can't do that. Man, shut your bitch ass up.
Yeah, because remember when you bought them, they didn't come with the rules.
Come with the rules unless you bought a structure deck.
Unless you bought a structure deck, and most people didn't buy structure decks. They was like,
nope, they bought the
let me get them
They
10
bought
cards.
booster packs.
Yeah, they bought the boosters. They bought the boosters.
Those boosters cost like what, $3 to $5 back then?
Then they were like $250.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's like what, $7 to $8, I think.
Oh no, they're like $4 to $5 now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still the same price then as a little back then.
When inflation is pretty much the same price.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for tonight. We appreciate y'all coming through. Let's go ahead and plug the socials real quick. Clay, go ahead. After he's finished drinking his beer. Taking it to the head like a champion.
Chug.
Yeah, now what did you want me to do?
Plug your social.
Your social.
Oh, fucking SoundCloud.com/KCGO /412-SUGEE. KCGO on Facebook and KCGO everywhere else. Holla at me.
Lionel?
You can go ahead and find me at my website, dvmugen.theostlobby.net, which you might want to go ahead and check to see if they have past uploads of the KCGO podcast. Go ahead and check it at the upper right-hand corner of the main menu there. You can also find me at twitter.com/observerdark. You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube under Dark Valentine 1984 and the admin of the KCGO podcast, where we keep calm and game on. Get these shirts, holla at your boy.
Please get these shirts.
Feed us. Link is always in the chat box, man. Got that Nightbot going strong. Juwan? I know it's been a minute.
Oh, right? Tell me about it, man.
You gonna hit the blog spot?
Yeah, you gonna hit that blog spot. Yes. You gonna hit it up at jtbchronicles.wordpress.com. All my social media is at the top of that page.
Yes.
Very hard to find, so I'm just saying.
All right, Hardy.
Alright, you can find me at Asian Pikachu 215 on every social media out there: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, DeviantArt. I don't know. Newgrounds. I don't know.
And last but not least, Miss Cleveland Jones.
Oh well, you can find me on BLAZINTRE, all one word, on YouTube and various gaming platforms. You can also find me on BLAZIN_TRE on Twitch and Twitter. And follow Ganked Gaming on Facebook for esports news, clips, and top 10s.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Remember, next Sunday, episode 25. We'll see you guys later.